starting right now. Okay. There we go.
We don't have to. I mean, we can do whatever we want. It's our show.
I mean, we do run the show, so we can start whatever you want.
Exactly.
News and notes time.
That
Excellent.
worked.
Okay.
It started out as a very subtle threat, but the Las Vegas Grand Prix did confirm last week that they expect any venue with a view of the event, the Las Vegas Grand Prix, to pay a licensing fee. Mick Akers with the Las Vegas Review-Journal published confirmation last week. Formula One says it is standard practice. If you've ever been to the Las Vegas Strip, there are any number of restaurants, clubs, pools, and all kinds of stuff that are going to have a view of the Strip, the actual race that's taking place on Saturday night, November the 16th. What Formula One is saying is that they want $1,500 per person based on the maximum occupancy of the venue. So a restaurant or a club that has 1,500 seats would have to pay $2.25 million, regardless of how many of those guests can actually see the race. If they don't, Liberty Media, F1's parent company, stated that they will post barricades, stands, and light stanchions shining into the venues that will block that view. Business owners are obviously not happy, and Clark County Commissioner Michael Naft, who now has my vote, has said that it is important to recognize this race is taking place on a public right-of-way, and it should have an opportunity to benefit everyone involved. More as this develops, but the link to the story is in my show notes. I fear most of those places are going to lose. It would appear that my friends have frozen. It is completely possible. Okay.
We're kind of here. We're trying to figure out who's giga blasting, so that might be a thing.
Yeah, well, that's why I turned my video off. And
it's possibly me because I'm using hotel internet.
Yeah,
no, because Chrissy would seize up when you did too for me, so it's something here. Anyway.
Okay. This is bullshit. I'm not surprised even a little bit. I'm annoyed, and yeah.
I am too. It's counterproductive to the mission that they're trying to accomplish in Las Vegas.
But are they?
Fans. And they're cutting out the very people that could very enthusiastically support that sport.
Yeah, it just feels like one of those F1 things. Like you have to pay for everything. Can't have fun.
Who knew? Vegas money grab? Like seriously, like Vegas and money grabs go like.
Yeah, but we're the ones grabbing the pork. Yeah. We're the ones grabbing the money, and they're trying to grab money. We have an entire museum dedicated to the last group of people that tried to shake down Vegas. So
I don't know.
Well, I feel like everyone in Vegas is just used to someone trying to put a hand in their pocket.
Well, right. And besides Vegas, F1, like you have to pay bajillions of dollars for tickets. I can see people saying, well, I don't really care, but I'm just going to go out to this restaurant and see if I can see something great. If I can't, fine. I see a car go around. Like I can see them just doing that and say, I'll go out to dinner to this place or get drinks at this place and not pay
I'm sure.
But
I'm sure the venues are going to be charging a cover price if you have a good spot on the strip. They're just going to let people come in and drink drinks while they watch the race.
Right.
Well, and so I feel like the compromise is in there somewhere. Like some of the places you've got a great view of the strip. There's one called Beer Park. It is in the Paris Casino, and they are actually charging $5,500 per person for a 3-day ticket, which is bottomless food and drink. And yeah, probably drinks, and you got to pay a little extra. But at any given point, maybe 25% of that venue is going to be able to watch the race. But there should be some sort of compromise. I can understand Formula One wanting to make a little bit of money off of it. It's their product, but $1,500 per head, especially if maybe 12 people can stand at a railing and watch the race, just seems a little much.
Yep.
Oh, well.
F1 just wants all the monies. Okay. All right. Enough about F1. While the BR-GR Toyota Baru twins might be getting a turbo, the engineer responsible
They're definitely not.
Might be getting a turbo. The engineer responsible for the Miata said in an interview, the Miata will not be. Dave Coleman was quoted in Car Buzz saying the Miata is a system. The whole car is optimized for the current power. Coleman, who owns a turbo MX-5, a supercharged one, and a motorcycle powered one, admits that if the Miata owner want a turbo, the aftermarket is there for them, adding, "There's a robust and healthy aftermarket, and we're happy to see it out there. We're happy for this car to be a canvas for people to do crazy things." He summarized with the kept it simple philosophy. That's how people manage to make a car that's modern and safe and can be sold in 2024 to be as light as a 1993 Miata. So Miata, gonna Miata. Link in our notes.
Yep.
I'm happy. Yeah. As a Miata owner. Yeah.
Yep. Hey,
I did not know he was a lemon racer. That's awesome.
Yeah. Eyesore.
Oh, of course.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yep.
Never put the two, did not make that connection.
Yeah.
Duh.
Dave from Eyesore. That's okay.
That's the Miata. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. He knows a thing or two about fast
good
cars.
Pick though. You did a good pick. Shout out.
Good. Hey, we're not the only ones that really excel at handing out bad advice. You most likely know that cars over 25 years old are eligible for import, and the most in demand of them is typically the Nissan Skyline. But why be like everyone else? Rob Sass at Haggerty suggests an alternative. Quote, "If you're looking for an input that stands out, there's another model that's even more outrageous, certainly as fast, and also found fame in those video games from the early 2000s. It's not on the radar for many collectors yet, but it deserves to be in the conversation. It is the TVR Cerbera 4.5. Why not? Also an island country. Left-hand drive is potentially available. I think that's only for the exports to the mainland Europe, potentially, but a lot of them are right-hand drive. And hey, it's fast and rear drive and has a 4.5-liter, 425 horsepower flat plane crank V8 and weighs 1,000 pounds less than the Skyline. Hey, it's a thought-provoking exercise. Link in our notes. Why not a British car full of unobtainium parts from a car company that no longer exists?
Oh, it's pretty though.
I think we saw one of those at PVGP last weekend.
I'm pretty sure we did.
In the race paddock.
It wasn't the Cerbera, but it was a TVR. Yes.
It was a very similar looking, similar era TVR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, subject to TVRs.
Long hood, big engine.
Yeah.
That's just how they build cars there. It's proper.
A TVR 280i Tasman is about the only Lemons car I would actually be willing to build again at this point. I don't know interest in building another car, but if a Tasman dropped in my lap, it'd be tough not to.
You'd be right to let that be tough.
Speaking of British cars, last week we had a sweet Lotus Spec Racer. I really like that car. That car looked great. This week, how about a Spitfire? 1964 Spitfire race car. Quote, "The car has to go. There's no room left at the end." I think a lot of us can sympathize with that. As mentioned in the ad, it has some damage from its last race. Yeah, little looks like someone kissed a guardrail with that right front. The whole bonnet's a little bent there. But said that the car runs and drives fine. With the sale, you get a new front bonnet that will need some finishing and some paint and fitting. You'll get the original front clip with the hinges. It's got a lot of new bits. It has 4 logbooks. It's been a racer since the mid-90s, starting in Texas and Michigan, Wisconsin, Indiana. It's currently 20 miles southwest of Indy. The ads got some good pictures. Car's only $7,500. It's a nice, easy way into vintage racing for a car that is simple, easy, great parts availability, and easy to work on, especially when you flip that bonnet up, you get the whole access to everything.
Yes.
Awesome.
And while you're there, check out that Racing Junk Pro membership. Use code POD23. Get it just cheap and just make yourself happy scrolling. I almost replaced this with an ad for a vintage 71 Corvette, $20,000, and you could just scream America every time you take that thing to the track. Amazing.
Yep.
Oh.
Even though somebody in their Odyssey is probably faster, you just literally will not care.
You will not care. Have a mullet sewn into your helmet. It'll be fantastic.